Hey, welcome back. It's good to see you. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is where we kind of talk about some of my upcoming projects and development progress. If this isn't your first time here, hi. Hello again. Thanks for coming back. So we got a few projects to talk about this month, but we're going to start with the fall of Aether Station and the development work I've been doing there. Things have kind of slowed down on the Steam page side, so I think we're kind of going to get like one, maybe two more decent sized updates, and then I'm kind of just going to leave it until I feel like coming back. So the first thing that I really wanted to get, and I talked about this last month, was the Endless mode. That's implemented. It isn't released. I'm going to release it probably on Friday of this week, so you can watch Steam for that update to come out. It's going to just feature procedurally generated waves. You're not going to get any extra upgrade points after 60, but you'll be able to keep going until the station falls, and you'll be able to come back after you've gotten more upgrade points and kind of just go for the highest wave you can get to. It's going to take a little bit to dial in the difficulty, but I think I got it at least at a decent point. It starts at a certain rate, and just basically every wave is going to get progressively like 3% harder, roughly. I don't know if that's the greatest way to do it, but it looks pretty good, and it leads to quite a variety in the number of ships that spawn and what type of like enemy fleet comps come out. I thought it was kind of cool. The other big thing that I worked on this past month is there are enemy stations now coming in this update. So some levels will have an enemy station at the start of the level, and that station will slowly produce ships to build up a fleet. And then occasionally that fleet will target something on the screen and go after it, and then from there, if it destroys that target, it'll move on to more targets. So you'll have to eventually destroy this station. I have it set right now that if you don't beat it by like level 40, then you won't get any more like save points, or it won't count toward beating the level anymore. I don't know if this is the greatest idea again, but it feels pretty good, and you should definitely have a fleet large enough to take it on. You won't be able to take it out right away because it has its own guns, and it's pretty tough. Like it's pretty beefy. It doesn't produce a lot of ships very quickly, but it's enough that if you leave it on there too long, it's gonna get annoying. I'm considering letting this thing spawn whatever kind of ships it wants instead of just a specific new type of enemy ship. There's the swarmer ship, and now there's this, which is the alternate swarmer ship. But this one also has guns, so it shoots you instead of just dealing damage when it's over the top of you. So watch out for that. The only other thing that I want to do at some point, it's not going to be in this update, maybe down the road, is going to be revamping the upgrade systems. I've been thinking about changing it so that when you do like the first 5 levels, you have the base station, which is 1 energy per second, and then when you get to 6 to 10, your station upgrades and you get 2 energy per second, and then 3 for the later levels, instead of having like a purchasable upgrade path. Because I feel like that path is kind of mandatory, or if it's not mandatory and you get it, it's way too overpowered. So maybe just take that out of the player's hands, turn it into a progressive thing, and that way I can make your station stronger. Maybe I can put guns on the later ones to help you out, and then I can really tune up those levels. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm also like open to new ideas. So if you guys have suggestions for the game, I'm happy to take a look at them, try and implement them, and see where we can go. What can this game turn into over time? Like I said, there's not been a whole lot of movement with the game, and that's kind of to be expected. It's a first game. Like, it's not going to go crazy right off the bat. So now we got to pivot into the second game, which I teased a little bit in last month's update, but now I can show you guys a little bit more, some graphics, some level design. So here's some gameplay of a prototype build I'm working on. The game's working name right now is Full Send. That'll become... I guess why it's that will become obvious later down the road. I'm not quite ready to reveal everything about the game, but there's enough that I want to talk about it. I want it to be this kind of platform challenge type game, but like the levels are kind of chopped up more, so each individual level can be done in like a minute or two if you're really good at it, but as the difficulty goes up, it could take you a while to do it. Part of this I got from the Trials games, you know, those motorcycle balance games. I love those a lot, and I kind of thought, why can't we do that in a 2D platformer setting? And of course, it's me, I have to go a little sci-fi, so I put the setting in space, and I'm trying to work out this menu here. I think this is kind of cool, but I'd love your feedback on it. Speaking of feedback, I would like to do a playtest at some point. So if you're interested in doing a playtest for this, checking out an early build, once I get more graphics together and more of the gameplay locked down, doing like a short playtest, drop a comment below or jump over to the Discord. The link's in the description. Either of those places will work just fine, and I'll be able to link you up with a build later down the road. It'll probably be a while, and probably announce like exactly how to do it in the next devlog next month. But yeah, any thoughts or ideas on this would be cool. Any feedback, especially on this menu system. I'm trying to do it so you can like, it's based in like this sci-fi empire where you travel around to different planets for these missions, and eventually there'll be like a story that unfolds as you're completing objectives for different characters. I'm in the vibe stage, like trying to figure out kind of what's the music gonna be like, what's the tone of the game gonna be. Like I want it to be like rule of cool stuff. Like I want it to feel good. I want it to feel fast, fluid, challenging. Maybe not exactly pixel perfect, but it probably should be. So maybe I'll just say it'll be pixel perfect kind of platforming stuff. I want there to be like a lot of levels, so that way if you're not like a pixel perfect platformer, you don't have to do it. You can just stay in the early levels and there'll be plenty of those for you to kind of speed run. I do want to get a leaderboard in here, so that way, you know, there is speed running, there is competition. It'd be really cool to see people try and speed run this when I'm done with it and compete for records on certain levels. That's kind of where I'm at with these two projects. I can go deeper into stuff if you guys want, but for now, this is kind of the surface level where I'm at. I did have a few other kind of little update things. Now that we actually have money from like the game selling on Steam, I'm going to be using it to like revamp the website, maybe try and improve some of the graphics around here. Not too much, but then it'll all be going towards the next project. I do have like a bunch of other little projects in design, because you know I just design a bunch of stuff, write down a bunch of ideas. If you guys are interested in hearing some of those ideas and like how I'm working through it, I'd be happy to like walk through my process in future videos. I have one for like a city builder kind of thing that I'm working out. One that after playing a couple like little Metroidvania games, I kind of want to try my hand at it. So I've been writing down a bunch of story points and gameplay stuff for that. The other thing is, I know like game developers kind of stick together, and I don't know how many of you are game developers or aspiring ones. If you want me to talk about more game development topics, let me know. I'd be happy to. Otherwise, that's really all I got for this month. I know this video is a lot shorter than the Hollow Knight one I did a couple weeks ago, but you know, it's not a ton going on. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys later. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out a lot. It really does. And I'll see you in the next video.